Tons of
Okay.
fun.
Yeah, I was a real laugh.
Feel good comedy.
They
I thought so.
they characterized this as a comedy. I didn't laugh
It is
that
a
much,
black comedy.
but
I
I'm
laughed my ass off.
This is the one where I had to watch it and be like really annoyed because you know why I'm annoyed, right?
Yeah,
But I
we
got
all
to-
know why you're annoyed.
Well, yeah, we got to the end. It was like that was actually pretty funny. It was like I kind of left it inside. You know what I mean?
Kind of grew on you.
Because no, just the absurdity of the thing keeps building and building and building, and it's like that and the Cronenberg weirdness kind of going together. It's like this couldn't be a blacker Valentine to Hollywood. It couldn't be.
These are just These are just
It'd be a good
conversations
one with
between
the
the worst
player.
people you know.
Yeah, it is. Oh my God, there's some terrible people in this movie.
No,
There's good people
all
in
of
this
them.
movie?
I have
Yeah.
to start. I have to. Yeah, no. Robert Pattinson is a completely normal and fine person.
I mean,
in
I
this.
guess technically
He's all right.
he's seduced by her. I don't know.
That doesn't make him a bad person.
No, I guess not. I don't know.
Like the
Maybe
fact that he ended up as a pawn in whatever weird nonsense she was doing doesn't fucking make him bad.
Well, I think that they're establishing these two as a baseline, like fairly normal girl, fairly normal boy. You know, they're hanging out in fairly normal. Later on, you
murderous,
find out
Very normal
activist.
murderer.
When you
girl.
find out later on what she's
Yeah.
done, yeah, in terms that it adds a little bit something to it. But
The worst
She
thing. The worst thing.
you know,
No,
I
but
think
you
that was
stop.
supposed to be an Oscar. They just couldn't
It's
use
not,
it.
no,
Right.
it's not an. It's not an Oscar. There's fuck. What is it? It's a Canadian Film Award that
Perfect.
that
perfect.
Cronenberg has won 5 of that were discontinued in 2012. It's called like the Cosmic Award or something.
Yeah, I think
like
okay, that makes
That's
yeah.
why not?
great.
Well, most of the interiors, you wouldn't believe this, but they're
Were shot in
Shot in
Toronto.
Toronto.
Yeah,
They only
Yeah,
shot for like 3 days in LA.
Yeah.
they're all
I
good
like how
shots.
they lighted the Hollywood sign from away instead of getting permits.
Uh-huh. That was kind of fun.
I just have to say that my biggest disappointment with this movie is I normally adore Julianne Moore. I couldn't fucking stand her in this movie. I think she was tragically miscast.
Mhm.
I think that she did a very poor job of playing this character. And I was just like, oh man, I like so many of the other performances in this film. Like I think Pattinson's fantastic in it. This may be only like the second or third thing I've ever seen him in.
Oh,
I think the main character lady whose name I can't remember now, Agatha.
Agatha is the girl.
yeah.
yeah.
I think she's terrific.
Yeah,
I
she
think
is. She's good.
I think the kid who plays Benji is very good.
Oh, I thought he was terrible.
And
Really?
this is like
I think
his
he's-
last movie.
Now separate terrible performance and terrible human being.
Terrible
He's
human
terrible.
being.
Yeah.
But
I don't
to
think it's a terrible
me,
performance.
Mm.
I didn't buy it,
Oh,
and
wow.
I think this kind of
He was playing
Lead-
Frankie Muniz, which is funny.
yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know. I thought everybody was kind of bad in this movie. Like
Because they are. Because
They
this is
are-
a poorly directed film.
it's a poorly. The whole affair seems to me sort of like half-assed. Like
Yep.
they got big stars and a pretty big budget, obviously, but there are like some tells.
Everyone is so wooden.
Everybody's,
fucking
that's the
movie.
exact word I was going to use, especially that kid that plays Benji. I felt like he's probably actually a nice kid, and so those vile, hateful things that would come out of his mouth they never sort of fit in his mouth. They never sounded authentic to me, and everybody was
I
kind of
thought-
that way.
I did think specifically his performance I thought was pretty good because he's playing a character as a character. Like what you see most of the time on the screen is not who Benji is as a person. That's what he feels like he needs to put
That's
out in
his
the world.
Hollywood star persona.
Right.
Yes.
That's what he feels like he needs to put out in the world.
Yeah.
That's my problem with Julianne Moore's performance is I feel like she never had that intermediate step.
Mhm.
There was never that point in there where it's like this is the real you.
Mm.
Except for maybe the scene where they're having the threesome and then she has the second hallucination and she runs out of the house.
Yeah.
There's a tiny little bit of that in there.
Like vulnerability, like
Right.
she's actually a human being.
I want to call attention to one other thing, which is the fire special effect when Christine is set on fire.
I remember that being that awful.
is maybe the worst special effect that I have seen in a movie that was put out in theaters in the last 30 years.
That is terrible.
Really objectively terrible.
Well, low budget, the 2014.
I was shocked how bad it was. Like,
This was
10 years ago.
So
this was
bad.
at Cannes, and that's how bad that
There's two things. There's the fire effects, which is the most egregious, and then there's the clips of what's her name's old movie, her mother's movie, which all they did was they shot it on the same camera with the same lighting and the same lenses, and they just made it black and white.
Sound of Water. Or
It
whatever.
looks bad, you guys. It does not look like a clip from a movie. It just looks like more of the movie we're watching.
Well, yeah, this is coming off.
I barely even noticed those because at a certain point I just kind of was like drifting off into space.
However,
I just feel like
the fire effect, though.
The fire effect is
when
the
it
fire
goes
effect
right into
snaps
the scene where Cusack kind of tries to put her out.
Then
put
shoves
her
her into the pool. Yeah.
shoves her into the pool and never bothers to fish her out.
Yeah, exactly. I think at least on an emotional level, I got the point across. It wasn't convincing looking, but
I mean, Cronenberg had to see it and sign off on it, so he must have either thought it was funny that it was so bad, or he just
the effects guy said, this is as good as we can do with your budget. So what do you think?
That scene is funny.
The guy on fire, Pete Stringfellow, did for my short film looked better than that, and he did that for me for free.
Wow.
If I walked up to Jared and I just poured some fucking gel on his arm and set it on fire, it would look better than that, and he could go like this, and
that's because it would be real fire.
Right? Exactly.
This is the movie. I left my notes at my work, but I remember, like, first of all, like, Cronenberg is hit and miss with me. I think his earlier stuff, body horror stuff, is really quite good. I think I do think this movie. How I think I wrote down, this is the best script, but the worst version of this. Like, this is the worst movie, but with the best script. Meaning,
worst movie you could make with this script.
Worst execution of a good script.
I had never seen this, so I'm glad you picked it, Chris. I actually think this script is tremendous. It's right up my alley. It's so dark and weird, and it's this like satirical, gross look at Hollywood and fame. And I love how twisted and sick it is. I just think Cronenberg completely misses the mark here. I think in the hands of a better director, this would be like an unforgettable movie.
A little more edgy. This is weird to say about him. More edgy indie director, probably.
More edgy. It's oddly stilted. And I think that, like, Cronenberg has, like History of Violence, I like very much. Eastern Promises has good moments. I like it to a lesser degree. When he started to try and be like, I'm an art filmmaker and not just sort of a genre guy, he started to...
He tried to mainstream his look a little bit and his sound.
Well, he started to really become a clunky filmmaker.
Yeah, that was the side effect of it.
I think if he'd shot this entirely in Toronto, if they hadn't taken those 3 days in LA, it would actually be better too.
Well, and even most of his movies are from this we'll call it like the second wave of Cronenberg, are really kind of ugly looking as well. They're lit really flat. They just don't have a really good color grade. They're sort of, and I think this is a prime example of that. So, I mean, my real take is, I thought most of the performances were bad. I just think he's directing poorly, but I love this script. Like, I really think this is a really fun script. But I think it's a terrible movie.
Well, what I loved about the film, and I hated most of it because it's a film about filmmakers, but one of the things that Cronenberg brought into it was the talking about he loves to talk about like curses and like things that are underneath the surface of things. And this is all about characters carrying this terrible flaw. I mean, fatal flaws under the skin.
Yeah, there's a lot of like both the sibling things.
Yeah, the sibling thing. They were the children of incest, and it's like that whole thing.
They have an incestuous relationship.
Yeah, and so and exactly, and so there's this kind of like, these guys can't really be normal because they're incapable of being normal. It's like The Fly, kind of, it's like, which
is a good movie. That's a good Cronenberg movie.
But the thing is, even what's her name, Julianne Moore's character is haunted as well.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot of like ghosts in this, and there's a lot of like
Literally.
People's pasts and people's bad mistakes, even if they didn't know they were making them.
I actually think what's her name behind you, Scott, was one of the only really good
She
performances.
was really good. I can't remember the name of the actress.
Olivia,
I forget her name.
Olivia
Olivia Williams.
Rushmore.
Williams.
Yeah,
Olivia
Rushmore. She was the
That's
teacher.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's British.
Yeah,
She
good actress.
was good.
Bad
She was good.
haircut.
Yeah, well,
I think the
But I
haircut,
believed
the
her,
haircut is
like-
perfect. I think the haircut is perfect for the character.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the way she bogarts those cigarettes.
well. They also, John, to your going back to where you're like the movie within the movie that her mother was in, which you're right. I mean, it was so poorly. Like it didn't look like.
It didn't look like a movie.
No, and it was the same thing with. Like it's like the way like student filmmakers do like when Robert Pattinson had that part and he had a wig on with like some painting on his face, you're like, that's so the most generic like Star Trek-y looking thing.
Yeah,
like
right.
no one
Which is
put any-
hilarious.
which is so funny because we're about to talk about another movie that does the best world building, for like, but it's so funny because like I just don't think Cronenberg cared about even like what Deep Space Nine show he was in or something because it just looks so I mean, I guess
don't
a lot of
think
those
he
shows
cared.
look like that, but
Well, maybe because like The Fire, it's like I kind of want it to look stupid. Maybe that's his
Possibly.
is
Well,
editorializing.
it does
Because
specifically.
he wanted to make this movie for a long time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not
Havana-
like he was phoning it in.
I always love John Cusack though.
I love the
even if he's-
makeup guy sees her burn scars and says, "Get back in the makeup chair and get some paint on those."
Havana specifically is like, oh, I don't watch. What does she say? Like
Oh yeah,
space,
soap opera, space soaps.
operas.
Space
Yeah,
opera,
space soaps
Yeah,
or something like
space
that.
soaps.
And
Yeah.
then he goes, well, it has some Battlestar Galactica in there. It's like it is very dismissive.
Well, and-
like
Yeah,
Wagner's,
that's the other thing is, like-
script is very dismissive of that as like a genre.
even that joke about the makeup, like none of the comedy lands in this movie.
That's where I disagree.
It
it
just
does
doesn't
for
land.
Chris.
I'm on your. I told these guys earlier before you got here that I didn't laugh until the movie was over, but after that I could laugh. So it's like. But the thing at the time was like I was mostly horrified by what was happening in every single moment. But that it was over, it's like that was pretty wacky.
There's a couple of moments that I thought were pretty funny. The one that Chris just had that I was mentioning where they're outside the store, I think is pretty funny. I think the conversation that the Havana and Agatha have when she's hiring her is actually pretty funny because like you're seeing how just vapid this relationship is. And like I thought that was darkly comedic.
I do feel like LA Hollywood people really talk the way people talk in this movie. It's really awful.
That's
Yeah.
what
I also
took it
thought
as Cronenberg
first-
saying this is these people.
right.
Yeah.
I have no
I
doubt
thought-
he said that.
Which is a
That's
good
why I
comment.
still live in Canada.
That's
I
right.
thought the first scene at the party where it's the was it Rhett and Benji and then the two girls. I thought that was very funny, not because of anything that the characters were doing, but just because of how fucking empty that entire conversation was.
Oh, yeah.
Like the whole
She's
thing is just
menopausal.
Who wrote this?
right.
Yeah,
Bruce
Uh,
Wagner.
Robert
Well,
Wagner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but of course,
Bruce Wagner. Bruce Wagner.
But the way that scene ended, oh god damn
Is
it!
he related to Robert Wagner?
No,
I don't
he's
think
just
so.
a
I
dude.
looked at his Wikipedia thing. He's just a writer.
Okay.
He had
Okay.
And he
been.
did
He had,
something called the Marvel Universe too that never got published until he
Wow.
did it himself.
Oh, there's
he'd been an actual limo driver in
Yeah.
L.A.
that's
When he was trying to be Robert Pattinson's character in this movie is based.
Oh,
on
he's
his-
also an
oh
actor.
yeah.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
so there was that line. So this is research. Well, everything's research.
research.
Yeah.
So there's that. Oh, the
Yeah.
line that made me laugh in the film was Benji in the trailer, and that guy comes out. Oh, my kids are so excited! It says
Yeah, he's like
Universal Studios. Put them on a
Yeah.
fucking tram. Slam.
Put their asses on a tram.
I know. It's like that was the best. I was like, I was shocked. And I was like, that's goddamn funny.
I thought it was interesting. I almost brought this up, but when we were talking before we started recording, but the scene where he's talking about how, like, oh, I have to, or I have to eat something because my blood sugar always drops when I'm acting with this guy. And then he gets up to leave the trailer and he turns
It's
back to
like,
his mom
can you
and
make me a
he's like,
burrito?
can you put a burrito in the
in
microwave?
the
2
microwave.
minutes.
2
And
minutes.
it's like, motherfucker, you have craft services. Go get your own burrito.
Right.
Like,
Also, you're not going to be back in 2 minutes, but yeah.
right.
Yeah, great script. Just I think Cronenberg, he somehow, again, yeah, he somehow went from like body horror master genre filmmaker gritty dude to like sort of oddly crossing over into the sort of art house world.
Well, it's more
it-
psychological than body
yeah, and
horror.
he does
Yeah.
have, but even the movies I like of his, again, not the early stuff, but they all feel a little off. Like, yeah, they don't flow. He's got no rhythm to, he, like the way he directs
I
actors.
agree.
The way his
I think
actors
even when you
That's
go
why I
back,
like it.
if you go back and you watch Videodrome and you watch the performances in that, it kind of has that same kind of like
yeah.
blunt kind of
Yeah, I
wooden,
feel like
weird
I feel like
feeling.
feel like he's a dude with really good ideas, but he's not like a natural director, or he just
Yeah.
doesn't know how to like
Well,
work with like.
we go back to Scanners, man.
Well,
Scanners,
you know,
Scanners has
remember-
terrible. Oh, go ahead, Jim.
Remember Into the Night, where Cronenberg plays an engineer? I felt like that was his true character. He's just
Maybe.
like, he's kind of a cipher.
Yeah.
Well,
He's like
and
Lundberg
in Scanners,
in,
the acting's all
Office Space.
terrible in Scanners, but it's so punctuated. The thing is boom, 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 boom.
Well,
There's
like-
new horrors to watch all the time, so it's
Yeah, so
it-
you don't
it-
notice.
you don't
Here
notice,
you have
yeah.
more. You have
But that's
less
more-
to
that's
grab
more
onto, or
grimy. Yeah.
there's less distractions. There's less heads exploding now.
But
so.
he knows he always has interesting
Right.
stories, interesting subjects, interesting. You know, he knows.
No.
Like,
He's
again,
clearly a smart guy, and
yeah. If I saw the script, I'd be like,
works on
hell
interesting
yeah, I want
material.
this. This is
I know, it's
amazing.
okay, yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that.
You
These
know,
are-
Despite what Chris said earlier, I actually really prefer the movie he made right before this, which is Cosmopolis.
Oh,
I had a hard time with that one.
that's
because
a Robert
Cos-
Pattinson as well, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
is.
Pattinson's in that.
And
I
the
didn't see
reason
that one either.
the reason I like it, and the reason I will probably pick it at some point, is it's based on a Don DeLillo story.
Yep.
oh.
And if
Who
you're
is a
talking
good
about
writer.
well, and if you're talking about sort of the stilted disconnection that he's in this point in time, I think that really works for a DeLillo story because his stories are very stilted and disconnected. And I
Okay.
feel like that probably influenced
It's a good
this.
match.
But I don't feel like in terms of style, like filmic, like take someone like Yorgos Lanthimos, right? Who purposely directs his people to be a certain way, and they fucking nail it. I mean, everyone is this weird, you know. I feel like Cronenberg is not that. He's not good enough to be that. I think he really wants genuine shit, and then but he doesn't know how to, you know, and then the people it's just these wooden weird movies, and I just don't think he's as talented as someone like a Wes Anderson or a Yorgos Lanthimos, who is like, I want you to be like an affectation, but I'm going to show. I'm
In
gonna
other
tell
I
words,
you
mean,
exactly how
you
to
could
do
really
it.
you can really draw a line between Cronenberg's work and Lanthimos. I think there's
Well,
definitely
they cover a
some
lot of
things
same
they,
territory. In some
they cover a
movies.
lot of the same territory.
I think they're actually equally talented in different
And
directions.
Patterson's
but
in Lighthouse, right?
Yeah, there you
Yes,
go.
yes.
But that's
Yeah.
But that's Eggers.
That's
That's
Eggers.
Oh, that's Eggerson, sorry.
Right.
Hold on.
But yes, I now that Jared has walked away, I
No,
just
no,
have to say,
it's a home invasion. I think he's getting
Right.
robbed right now.
now
And we have it on
Yeah.
tape.
Oh no.
we have to go back to the Jeb Lund tweet of
One of each.
Boyd Crowder meeting a man walking a baby carriage
Lobster.
up a street in a in an alligator costume, and he goes, "Why, Yorgos Lanthimos, as I live and breathe."
Well, mind you, I think that all directors have like a dial. Like, are they are they actors, directors, 0 to 100?
Yeah.
Are they like cinematographer directors, 1 to 100? They
Right.
all have different points, and I think
Right.
That's kind of true.
Cronenberg is kind of like maybe a 50 or something like that for acting, but body horror, weird situations, he's probably a little further off the top.
Yeah.
I don't hear these same complaints about Kubrick. I think Kubrick's direction is usually quite wooden
Hello.
and disconnected.
Hi.
Oh,
Hi,
well, look
Alex.
at 2000,
Hi.
2001.
I can
Right.
see how
in
you would say
everything, even
but I
in,
can see how you would say that, Jim, but
Barry
it's
Lyndon.
but I think
Yeah.
there's a
Yes.
but there's a line
Good
between
point.
no, I disagree. I think there's a line between getting a wooden sort of stilted feeling film and being more of a perfectionist and just calculating everything like Kubrick did. Kubrick's movies still have a flow and a feel to them. I feel like
It's like he's a cinematographer director. That's
Some
100
of-
on him.
It's
Some
so
of them
hard.
do.
It's so hard to like pin Kubrick down from film to film. It's like think of the performances in Clockwork Orange. They are
Which I
not
watched
stilted
last night.
they're not stilted or awkward at all. They very much
He
flow.
lets him
Very organic.
flow. Yeah, and
he's
also
a genre jumper too.
He also doesn't like overshoot in Clockwork
No,
Orange.
but
Clockwork Orange is like different for a Kubrick flick.
Tight.
yeah,
It's
it's
it
a lower
looks like
budget,
it's-
lots of tie downs. It's like no
Yeah.
effects. It's like a whole different thing for him.
Yeah.
So all right. Well, anyway, we're all way off topic. So Chris,
No, but it's interesting because we're comparing filmmakers.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Chris. I think I had an enjoyable time watching this, and the fact that they're all wooden assholes just reconfirmed some of my suspicions about Hollywood.
Well, incidentally, Julianne won Best Actress at Cannes for this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, okay, there you go. Chris saw my
There's no accounting for taste.
Chris saw my post on Blue Sky that I said I hated everyone in this movie, and every one of them deserves to suffer and die, and most of them do.
Yeah.
I will amend that to not the dog.
Oh, I know.
Well,
that was fucked up.
And the woman who plays the genie, I think her name.
Well, I was very surprised to find out that John Cusack and the other woman were also brother and sister, and they were still together. I was like, why didn't you? When you realized that, you should have.
Well, it's too late now.
Well, they
because
actually
they're sick fucks, Jared. What did you understand?
actually considering they still had the property of the house.
Seemed pretty
burned
healthy
down.
relationship, to be honest.
They said they still had the property of the house that burned down. It might have been like they're living together because of a property situation. It's like they might.
No, because he's making like a ton of money.
Yeah, but still,
that's what he immediately.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about.
He's like that bullshit therapist.
He's
physical
the
therapist
doctor,
guru.
I'm not
he's the
talking like
Dr.
he's the
Phil
American,
of this universe.
I'm not talking
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
I'm talking,
But who does massage?
now I'm talking about Egyptian pharaoh style thing where they kind of like the pharaohs marry their sisters and keep the lineage
Keep the bloodline pure.
Exactly. So
Well, that's because they're gods.
well, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you know
These
what?
people think they're gods.
Right.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Exactly.
Uh-huh. All right. Well, Chris,
It only takes to anyway.
now take us home, man.
Well, I mean, I guess you guys didn't hate it as much as I thought you would. I don't know. I find this movie hilarious. I hadn't seen it in a while. To me, this is Cronenberg's fucked up reboot of Sunset Boulevard. And no one hates these characters as much as he hates these characters. And it's evident this entire running time. And I don't know. It's bitchy and mean. And
I think the actors hate these characters too.
I loved every fucking second of it. I laughed my ass off the entire time. And as far as, I don't know. I'm a Cronenberg super fan, as you guys know. I think I've got them all in the closet. This is one of the only ones I hadn't seen in a while. The only ones I haven't watched more than once, weirdly, is Cosmopolis and I think Spider.
Yeah, Spider I've seen too.
I've seen all the rest of them multiple times, some of them dozens of times. And it's just, I don't
see the
just
more
I was
vibe.
disappointed.
the more Cronenberg I watch, I like him less.
Yeah, the new one where he was actually ever has to eat plastic in the future. I hate that one.
What's it called?
Wait, which one?
Crimes of the Future. Is that him or his kid?
Yeah, Crimes of the Future was fucking awful.
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh,
Is that his
God.
kid though? That's his kid.
Is it?
No.
Or no, it's him. It's him. Okay,
It's him.
sorry. Sorry, Chris.
The fact we're confusing them is interesting.
Actually, his kid, I like his kids' movies kind of quite a bit. But his newest one though, The Shrouds, has anyone seen that?
No, I haven't watched it yet because I heard it was kind of bad.
I couldn't even fucking finish it. It was so fucking awful. And not the idea, again, very, very fucking cool.
Oh, and Jim, you
So
said
boring.
that you were disappointed with Crash, and I was as well.
Oh, I love Crash.
Oh, I thought that was a very
Yeah,
sexy
no.
film.
I liked
I
it
thought
when
it
I
was-
first saw it. I need to watch it
Okay,
again.
we don't need to know this about you.
It
You thought it was what, Jim?
No,
was me.
No,
who
go
said
ahead, Jim. I want to know. I want to know.
I want to
Jim,
know what
Jim.
Jim thinks about Crash.
Jim, go ahead.
I thought they took a fairly interesting novel and destroyed it.
It's kind of boring for a movie about sex and
was.
car crashes, isn't it?
Right? Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought it was.
I think
I,
there'd be a
I
little
was-
more stimulation.
I thought it was hot. What are you
But that
talking
to me
about?
is the interesting part, is because at the end of the day,
Scott,
it's like
I need
that
you to
line.
stop talking about this.
There's a line in a Duran Duran song called "Electric
You
Barbarella."
can
It's like
put your
emotionless,
fingers
cold
in
as
your
ice, all
ears.
these things I like, and that's fucking Cronenberg to me a lot of the
I
time.
liked Crash when I first saw it.
It
I haven't
just-
seen it for
I
like
think,
20 years. I
what's
gotta watch
funny
it
about
again.
Crash is, yes, you take this very sexy source material, but you put Cronenberg's emotionless, cold as ice vibe on top of
Yeah.
it, and you get something distinctly him.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
a lot
J.G.
of-
Ballard's a pretty good match, actually, in
it's-
terms of
Yeah.
emotional
you
tone.
know what you get? You get a great date film.
Yeah, right.
I'm just fucking with Tad now.
I was expecting.
I
I,
think
was
this movie's
expecting.
funny.
I was.
I like it.
I was expecting when she starts beating Havana to death with the
With the
award,
award.
that we would see something more than just some like light blood on the cheek. Like I was expecting to see like a head pop or something. It's
You wanted a
goddamn
head
Cronenberg.
bat. You wanted
Right.
a skull.
We want some Cronenberg effects. Turn the
Yeah,
camera
yeah.
around. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
You
exactly.
want to see your head split open? It's like,
Well,
oh, yeah.
like
wanna see- I wanna see the
John
scene-
pointed
I
out
wanna-
earlier, he spent no money on this movie.
Yeah, he did not. No.
I
And
want to
it
see the
shows.
scene. I want to see the
Well,
scene
I
in
think he's trying to
RoboCop.
grow beyond that.
I want to see the scene in RoboCop where Clarence Boddicker shoots him and you see through his head.
Oh, God.
Like, that's what I fucking wanted to see in that moment
Yeah,
because that's what the movie had led me to believe was going to happen. And then all of a sudden, you go
See,
from
imagine-
that to Christine on fire.
Yeah.
Yep, that I could have downloaded
Before we leave
fucking
this movie,
GeoCities website.
before we leave this movie, like I want this script directed by Yorgos. I want this script
Oh,
directed
my God.
by like Richard Kelly.
Richard
I want
Kelly,
this script
yes.
directed by, somebody fucking else, dude,
Denny
who has
fucking
The
Villeneuve.
lady that did the
Denis.
Squishy movie. No, the one who did the
I
Substance.
want either Godard, Peckinpah,
Sure, yeah,
or
yeah.
Altman.
Oh, fucking Gaspar Noé. Come on.
You
This is
could
beyond
never
that.
make this.
or
you could never make this-
Julia Dorkanow.
Yeah,
Or
that.
Dork- yeah.
You could never make this movie with Peckinpah
Shyamalan.
because Peckinpah couldn't afford enough cocaine to make
No, yeah,
this
exactly.
movie. That would have
He
been
would
the
never,
entire
he would never
budget.
actually, that completion bonus thing would be a huge issue. He would never finish
Right.
the film. All right, that's it.
If
Okay.
Warren Oates was John Cusack, I'd be okay with
So,
that.
just your final thoughts. Okay, we're good with the thumbs now at this point. You
I'm
know,
gonna do
I
this.
went from to kind of here. You know, it's
I
like
only
it's a big turn up.
Oh, Chris got emojis going.
I'm a little below here.
Hey,
I
how'd
guess
that
more
fucking
like-
happen?